some social matters and matters that distressed us during December and going forward. So back in August 2002, the Ministry of Tourism and the Ghana Tourism Authority launched December in Ghana to sort of promote all the events scheduled in the month of December 2022, to promote our events, our culture, and sort of drive all the traffic to Ghana. I think we achieved it, but I'm no expert in this area. So we are going to be speaking to somebody who followed the events. He was part of the events. He went for the events. Like, he's inside when it comes to these stuff. He's a blogger, content creator, a digital creator, if I'll call him that. His name is Entamoti to you. But somewhere in there, he's called Burma. Charlie, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Valerie. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, refreshing. It's nice to be back here. I think I was here last December. So
last year.
It's great to be back.
Yeah. How was the feeling? I mean, you've heard so much about GTV, and on social media now there's a new craze and all. If you've been following it, what are your general thoughts about our arousing on social media and the whole rebranding effect?
No, I think it's been magnificent. Honestly, I'm so proud now because I mean, well, I don't want to go there. What happens to go there? I mean, back in the days when you talk about GTV, you know what people start to speculate and all of that. But I think now things have changed. I think the station has actually adapted, to new trends and all of that. Exciting presenters and TV personalities, and I'm just hoping that it will keep,
that will sustain it. It's a station of the nation. With people like you following us now and sharing our content, hey, we'll win the war. So how was your weekend? I do know that there are still parties planned. And the weekend was still, So how was your weekend? Did you go for any events? How was it like?
Okay, so actually this weekend, I was home. I was just home, I had my boys come over. I mean, we did a little bit of some games, FIFA and stuff like that. And then I was also following some of the events like the Afrima and other events that are happening around. So I mean, I was actually home. In fact, I couldn't even go to church yesterday. But but it's all good. Sometimes you just need to chill out a little bit and then But there are things happening, even though some people think the festive season is over. But there are still things happening. Like you go to town. And events are still happening. People are still partying in the clubs.
Partying till 7 a.m.
Sometimes even 9 a.m. You still find people.
At the Polo Beach
in
Club.
town and she was partying till the morning. Like, it's crazy.
Okay, so now Ghana, Ghana has started to be like one of the best places to visit. And so December and GH, the experience, we are trying to catapult it. But let's look at the past events, okay? Yeah. In looking at how we can sustain or maintain this December and GH experience, which events would be your top to go 3 that happened this December, the past December, that you would like us to, shed more light in terms of like driving international crowd and putting our culture out there?
Yeah, I mean, nobody can talk about events happening in December without a mention of Afroshella, right? So amazing initiative. It's just great. And any events, that stand to celebrate the culture, of Ghanaians, our food, the way of life of people, and most significantly, the music, the music plays like a huge part of the whole Ghanaian culture, because our music dates back from when? I can't even mention.
Way back.
Way back. And we've used music to tell so much of our stories, and music has also catapulted us globally.
Right.
You understand? And so for me, I think Afroshella should be number 1, just for the fact that it does not only celebrate the music, but then about culture and then what people are doing, the dance and all those kind of things. Yeah.
Okay. Afroshella was cut short, but we are hearing it's going to come back under a new name, so it's not dying out.
No, not at all.
Your outfit was partner to Afroshella.
Yes.
So what happened there? And what's the mix-up and how it's coming under a new name?
All right, so I actually don't have a lot of information about this.
Okay.
Yes, I mean we partnered as we're part of the media partners, for the Afrochella Festival last year. I was tempted to say this year.
Last year.
So, I mean, what I feel, I mean, not long ago, we all heard about the whole copyright issue with Coachella in the States
the names,
and Afrochella with the whole Chella thing. So I believe, I stand to be corrected, I'm not saying this on any basis, but I believe it was due to some of these copyright issues with the name, patency, and all of those kind of things. Probably that's why maybe we now have the Afrofuture. But guess what? Hey, Afrofuture is still exciting.
Still gonna bang.
Yeah. So yeah, what for us, we are still looking forward and hoping that we're still gonna have that exciting event that brings all the aspirants, around to celebrate.
So
Ghana.
we've mentioned Afrochella. Which other two would add to the list?
I mean, yeah, there are a lot of talk about Afro Nation, right? So, but then, I mean, personally, some of the things that we were looking forward, I was also part of the media partner for Afro Nation. Some of the things that we were actually looking forward for it to happen, I think there was some kind of a little bit of a mishap. But as an event organizer myself, I believe it's one of those things, it's bound to happen.
What things were you looking out for that you didn't see at Afro Nation?
I mean, the crowd control was a serious issue. These are some security concerns that have been raised, by a lot of people, going for events and sometimes being taken for granted and all of that. We were expecting certain artists to perform on stage and it did not happen. Some of the parties that we were expecting to happen.
We are speaking to, what you're speaking to, the image is it's on our screens now.
Yeah, I mean, for us,
some people were stopped from entering the venue. Some people who are going to be performing.
Yes, and so the question is, sometimes the question that we ask ourselves that, okay, look, you guys do online registration, you do sell tickets, and so you have data. I mean, and if you have data, then it means that you know the number of people that are coming for the events. So what goes wrong when there's been overcrowd and all these kind of things? And these are serious issues, could cause stampede and a whole lot of things.
Back to the issue of ticketing and selling out tickets. You're an event organizer yourself. You're part of most of the events that happen. If you're going to sell tickets, do you look out for the capacity of the place, or the number of people who can fill the place and whatnot? And why do we sell more tickets than the seats or the capacity of the place?
So I think mostly the challenge has got really not with the event organizer. Mostly, when you're doing events, you work with a lot of people. It's not just your team, but you have many third parties that you're working with. Recently, I mean, Kenny was talking about how some Ghanaian vendors, was reselling their ticket for Afrochella. And so something like this is going to happen, and the event organizer know that, look, I'm expecting 20,000 people. Now, someone is doing a reselling, and before you realize, you have over 30,000 people coming up, trooping in. And this is a huge concern. So that's why as an event organizer, I mean, you need to put very serious digital systems in place to make sure that some of these tickets are being scanned before they enter. What we realize is, so mostly you have the wristband.
Right.
And then when you have the wristband, it's like that's it. You go and then they let you enter. So
they can scan it.
Exactly. So they have to be wristbands must be able to be scanned. There should be some QR codes and all of that, so that you can scan and then you can identify that, okay, look, this is coming from our outlets. Because the people are also many.
But there were events, we had free events in Ghana as well this December that was properly well organized. Free events that didn't sell tickets. What do we say? Is it because those organizers were not Ghanaian organizers? Or what was the disconnect?
Okay, I mean, if you talk about free concert, I don't know if you're talking about the Global Festival,
Global Citizen,
and the Black Star Festival.
Yeah, and the Black Star
events, for the
nice,
lineup that you're talking about. So yeah, the Black Star Line Festival, Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa, big shout out.
I mean, those they didn't sell tickets. People worked hard for the tickets online.
Yeah, but then they still controlled it because you have to register.
That's why I'm asking. Is it because the organizers of these events,
okay, your event was a flop? King Promise event started, and then around 10, we could still see some spaces, and people were trolling him and talking about it.
Was he really sabotaged? Did the fans sabotage him? Were they paying him back for Wizkid's concert? Whoa.
I was at Wizkid concert, and I must say that I was very, very disappointed,
So Ghanaians were paying King Promise back?
Well, at the end of the day, it was still a success, though.
Okay.
People still came in, but I think people were trying to do some little sabotage.
They were trying to be Ghanaian on him. Okay, we are joined on the phone line by Kobe Che. He is a blogger and a content creator as well. Good morning, Kobe.
Good morning, Z. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Happy New Year to saying.
Many happy returns.
Right, Kobe. What's your take on December in GH, the experience, the security issues, ticketing issues, all of those? What are your general views?
Thank you. Let me say a very good morning to your viewers, and my brother in the studio, Good Guy, and everyone who is watching this morning. I think that weeks ago I was on your platform and I spoke about security issues as, a lot of the issues that happened in December.
Right.
But for me, today I want to check it on a different angle, even though I'm still going to stay in the contest.
Okay.
So I am looking at now. Last 2 years was year of return, and last year was beyond the return. I think that these are excellent approach by selling Ghana to the rest of the world. But my question is that what is the agenda for all these things? People are trooping in. When I was on a platform a few weeks ago, I mentioned that we are pushing the agenda of people coming from the diaspora to visit Ghana. Now, if you are a father and you have your family members outside Accra or outside Ghana, and you are always pushing them to come and visit you. Meanwhile, you are living in a single room, self-contained. When these people come from the diaspora, your family members, the people that you want them to visit you, where do you want them to sleep? Where do you want them to go for the event?
That's interesting take.
So I feel that in as much as that we are pushing the agenda of people coming, we must also create a lot of facilities, a lot of arenas to support what we are pushing. Because even in Accra alone, the venues are not enough. So we must also let the government know that we need a lot of venues. We must build national theaters. We must build arenas. Again, the question is that what is every show being centered in Accra? I understand there are a couple of them who are being, a couple of events that are being organized outside Accra. Do they get the needed attention?
Okay, Kobe, for instance, let's use a festival like the Afrochella that's going to come as Future Chella, okay? Afrofuture. If Afrochella had been staged in Kumasi, the Kumasi Sports Stadium, do you think it would have gotten the needed effect? Let's be practical. While we're thinking about moving these things, we are also thinking about people investing in these events. If we are being practical enough, do you think Afrochella would have filled the Kumasi Sports Stadium?
When people are coming from the diaspora, their mindset is we are coming to Ghana.
Right.
Now, my brother in the studio knows for a fact that most of these people that are coming, if you want to go to Afrochella, I start to be corrected, but 70% are people who are from the diaspora.
Right.
So the people coming in, their mindset is that they are coming to Ghana. Even though Accra is the capital, these people are ready because when you travel outside, they take buses, they take trains. The only challenge might be transportation system. But apart from that, these people are ready to jump on our buses and move to Kumasi. If there's going to be a lot of hotels available for them, they don't mind because year of return. Last year it was in Accra. Imagine this year or next year going to Kumasi. These people are ready to sacrifice. Even the people in Accra, people are ready to move from Accra to attend Afrofuture in Kumasi. And trust me, there are people in Accra who have never even visited Kumasi before, true or false?
True.
So these are all avenues in what? pushing events in the other towns and cities. Again, one of my biggest worries is the fact that almost all the events slated on our calendar are all adult events.
Yes, he's been mentioning this.
I've maintained that a country that does not pay attention to the welfare of children when it comes to health, education, entertainment, and all these things don't have a future. That is the reason why we had the Kitty Fest and all those events for children when we were growing up at the Fuwa Sunderland Park at the National Theatre. And we had the likes of TikTok, and majority of talent prior coming out using those
platforms,
platforms. So it is sad that as a country, Ghana, we don't pay attention to children. The only time that we see children being useful is when we want them to go and meet these foreigners at the airport to dance Adowa.
Kobe, how about your thoughts on security? Do you think security-wise we fared well?
Security-wise, I think that this year, let me say big up to Ghana Police Service. I think that they were able to deploy a lot of their numbers in town, not even the event centers, in town. We saw a lot of police, motor riders, motorcades, a lot of policemen and women were in town. Now, my problem would be the private security. Even though they also did a great job, I thought that they must educate their guys very well. Most of them were also selling tickets or taking money from people at the gate for them to enter.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the last time.
Yeah.
A lot of the private security people were not professional.
Yeah.
Once they know that you can give them no curfew, they will just push you. So they were taking $20. Like, as for Ghanaian men, or Ghanaians in total, when $50, especially when the dollar is going up. So I think that the private securities have to educate their men to know that we have the professional on the ground. At the end of the day, if you allow people to enter, we are going to face consequences.
Right,
so I feel that in general, but when it comes to the issue of the children, we must pay attention to it.
Right, Kobe. We'll have you in studio with a couple of content creators like yourself, and we can discuss more issues about children's programming and all of that. Thank you, Kobe. We've been speaking with Kobe Che. He's a content creator and a blogger as well. Back in studio, I'm chatting with Entemoti. So right now, what are your views? Do you think we can sustain December and GHD experience this year? Do you think it will be better?
A lot of countries are so jealous of Ghana now, and I think as Ghanaians, we must be very proud of what is happening. And one of the things that I really admire about this government is the whole Year of Return, Beyond the Return initiative. It is so huge. I mean, the government of Qatar spent over 200 billion just to host the World Cup. Okay, yeah. And I don't think it was just about seeing Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. No. It was about tourism. It was about people coming to see Qatar, people coming to see Doha and all the beautiful things that they have. And we are getting this on a silver platter. When you talk about December, and now the talk is about Ghana. So we have to be proud. Now, what I'm saying is, yes, we'll keep mentioning government. There are private individuals that I believe that they should take this as an opportunity. There are loopholes of business avenues with all of these that are happening. So there are tourist sites, both some are private, some are public, and I know that governments are being very, when it comes to the public-private initiative. So if you have money, if you have investment, you should just come up and then try and see how best some of these tourist sites can be, and then at the end of the day, they can be some shared revenue,
especially the roads to the tourist sites,
exactly.
All of these things. We're going to have you in studio, probably with Kobe Che and a couple of other content creators, and so we'll talk about tourism and how to move it forward.
Sure.
Thank you very much. How do we find you on social media? How do we connect with you?
Yeah, it's great. Thanks to GTV. You can find me, Entamoti. Instagram is e.ntamoty. Please follow. YouTube is 500,000. Subscribe for all the events. Yes. It's ENTAMOTY Entamoti. Subscribe to us on YouTube, TikTok, the same thing, Entamoti. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And that's been our conversation on